all the hard times, Tammy has continued to write and perform songs that mirror her life. About to celebrate her 25th year in the music industry, she is preparing her 53rd album.
I want to take you back to when you were a little girl. I understand that you used to pick cotton.
Oh, I picked cotton.
How old were you?
Pulled cotton. Well, my mother had me in the field on her pick sack when I was 3 weeks old. So I started picking cotton, I guess, when I was about 3 years old with a homemade flour sack. Mama would put a strap around and hang it around my neck, and I could put cotton in that. But I worked hard as a kid.
Yeah, I would think that that would give you a lot of character, too, having a childhood like that.
It does. I'm very proud of my childhood. Not too long ago, a couple of years ago maybe, I took my girls, we were all down there, and I said to my girls, gosh, the fields were white with cotton, and I said, what I'd give if you girls could just go out there and have a pick sack on, you know, and really get into this and see what it's like. And they went, for how long? You know, my gosh, what are you trying to do to us? But it doesn't take me too long. I can get to feeling, oh, I'm really it, you know. I've been very successful for all these years, and all I have to do is head back down to the old farm, because I still own it. I still own the old house that I was born in. And I get my feet right back on the ground in a hurry.
When did you first sing professionally? Do you remember the first time you were paid for performing?
Oh, yeah. It was in Atlanta, Georgia, at a place called the Playroom. And they called and offered $500 for the week. And I had my 3 kids. I thought, gosh, that's wonderful. They failed to tell me that $250 would have to go to the band to back me. That left me $250. I had to pay for a motel room, which didn't leave very much after a week. I had to pay for a babysitter for 3 kids and gasoline from Nashville to Atlanta. So by the time I got home, I had $90 left. But that $90 lasted a long time, and that was my first paid-for engagement.
The first song you recorded, Apartment Number 9, was a hit. Was that too much too soon?
It was a very strange feeling. I didn't know how to accept that. I didn't know what a hit record was. I just knew I wanted to sing, and that was it.
You found out, though, didn't you?
I did. Oh, yes, I found out. It was just all a total different world, and my grandfather that helped raise me never, ever got used to the idea that I sang. I would go home, and he would say, "Sis, do you need money?" when I'd start to leave, and I told him, I said, "No, Daddy, I don't need any money." And he said, "Well, just how do you make your money, you know?" And I said, "Well, Daddy, I sing." "They pay you for that?" And he never could understand it. And really, I never have understood it, why they pay me to sing, but I'm thankful they do.
One of the songs, of course, that you're most famous for is Stand By Your Man. Do you still get a great response when you sing it?
Yeah, I do. I've been so lucky on that song. I still get a good response on that song. It's been 23 years now, and it is still very good to me.
Stand By Your Man actually angered some feminists.
Oh, yes. Yes, it did.
Maybe it was a little stronger than that.
Well, you know, it came out in August. The first bra burning was in September. But they were angered at the words, "If you love him, you'll forgive him." And to me, that didn't mean anything except, oh, so you had a fight, you know, you'll get over it. I mean, that type thing. And it does not say anywhere in the song, you know, be a doormat or take any kind of abuse. But I've had to get down and explain this song line by line. Okay, this line meant this and this line meant this. I did not mean to offend anybody, but gosh, I did.
I remember a story where you sat on President Reagan's lap and sang Stand By Your Man. That caused quite a stir.
I did, and I didn't know that there was any problem. Everybody was having fun, and I didn't know that it was not proper protocol. Nobody said anything, and he certainly didn't say anything. He had all chances to say something, but didn't. It caused a stir, I guess, between Mrs. Reagan and President Reagan.
Tell me about the years when you were with George Jones.
Well, there were good years and bad years, but he did have a drinking problem, and we did have a lot of problems with that, and that is what led to our divorce. But I have been known to say that it inspired a lot of #1 records. Every time he'd get off and get drunk and wouldn't come home and stay gone for 2 or 3 weeks, I'd sit and write, and I'd write about it and pretend that it happened to somebody else, but it would actually be what he was doing that I was writing about. So it worked to my advantage.
Thank you, George.
Yes.
You have 4 daughters. Did they resent the fact that you weren't around a lot?
I think they did, yes, and they've put me on guilt trips, but then I've thrown it back. I've learned, getting older, that I can throw those guilt trips right back. I can say, oh, but yes, I was home and you didn't do so-and-so. So it's not as bad as what it used to be. I took 10 days off one time, and I told the girls, I said, we'll do anything you want to do within reason. We'll bowl, we'll do everything. The first night, one had a ball game. The next night, one had a party. The next night, one had this. After 4 nights, I said, okay, no more guilt trips. That's it, girls. I said, I'm here, yet you don't want me to be. And my oldest daughter, Gwen, said, Mom, we'd pull our hair out if you were here every night. We weren't raised this way. And they weren't. They wouldn't know how to act.
A grandmother 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
Don't look old enough to be a grandmother.
Oh, thank you, thank you. That's wonderful, John. Thanks.
What happens up here when all of a sudden it's like, hi, Grandma?
Oh, it's the most wonderful feeling in the world. It doesn't bother me at all. I was so excited. I was a grandmother when I was 41 for the first time. And I was so excited. And I get more excited every time. I just wish some of the others would get busy and make me grandma again. This is ridiculous. All of a sudden it stopped. There are no more grandbabies coming along. But I'll be 50 this year. I hit 50 this year.
Does turning 50 scare you at all?
I think I'd be lying if I said it doesn't scare me a little. Just the fact that I'm 50 and I think of people and I say, oh, he's 68. I think, ooh. When I think of 50, 68 is real close to 50, so that part bothers me when I think of getting older.
How much longer would you like to perform?
Oh, gosh, right now I can't see wanting to stop because I'm afraid when I stop that everything else is going to stop. So I keep pushing.
Everything else?
Just life itself. I just feel like it would just shut down around me. I'm just afraid that, I'd probably stay home. I wouldn't go out and do things. I wouldn't be active. I'm just afraid that would happen if I didn't stay on the road. So maybe 10 more years, very, very active, and then maybe slow down a little.
Coming up, Scott Hamilton.